Hey guys, what's up? It's Culture investigating your favorite movies, and today, I'm going to be predicting the Oscars nominations in 2022. Cheers. So, the Oscars are coming, and nobody cares. Ever since 2019, people have started to care less and less about the Oscars, and I understand why. The Oscars have never been. It's very prestigious, don't get me wrong, but the Oscars have never been the real defining agent of what is good cinema or not. But nonetheless, as a movie lover, I should do this every single year. I should predict the Oscar nominees, react to the Oscar nominees when it's being announced, and then predict it again, but this time I predict the winners, and then finally react to the Oscar ceremony itself. So, yeah, in about 2 weeks or less, actually, the Oscars will be announcing their nominees. So I might as well start doing my prediction like now. So here are my Oscars 2022 predictions. Let's start off with Best Picture. Now, it is inside the Academy rules that the Best Picture can nominate 10 movies, which is great news because I don't think 5 or 6 movies is enough. But the Oscars never actually nominate 10 movies for Best Picture. They nominate 8 or 9 movies every single year. And I believe that they will nominate 9 this year, so here are my 9 predictions. They will be nominating Belfast, Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, The Power of the Dog, Tick Tick Boom, and West Side Story. And the winner will be The Power of the Dog. Either The Power of the Dog or Belfast. Now, I have not watched a few movies on this list. I'm going to be honest here. I haven't seen Belfast, I haven't seen Coda, I haven't seen King Richard, Tick Tick Boom, West Side Story. I still got a lot to catch up on. But judging from what I can see in the trailer, I don't think Belfast would be a great choice for Best Picture. It's just such a safe pick, and it just doesn't have the boldness of The Power of the Dog. And I actually don't know. It could either be Belfast or The Power of the Dog. It's got to be between these two. If it's another one, I would be surprised. But I feel like Kenneth Branagh and Jane Campion's relationship with the Oscars are very great for both of them. So it could honestly be either. Next in line, we have Don't Look Up, Being the Ricardos, Come On, and Nightmare Alley. I don't know if Don't Look Up will be nominated or not because honestly, from the reviews, I think it's not a very great movie probably. But again, you never know. Now here is how I'm gonna nominate it. If I am the Oscars, how am I gonna nominate it? If I am the Oscars, I will nominate 10 movies. Yeah, if I'm the Oscars, I will nominate all 10. And I would nominate Come On, Drive My Car, Dune, Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time, Licorice Pizza, Limbo, The Power of the Dog, Red Rocket, Titan, and The Worst Person in the World. And the Oscar will be, of course, going to Evangelion because it's, in my opinion, the best movie of 2021. All right, for Best Director, here are the nominees. Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza, Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, Steven Spielberg for West Side Story, and Denis Villeneuve for Dune. And the honorable mentions include Hamaguchi Ryusuke, Adam McKay, Guillermo del Toro, Wes Anderson, and Joachim Trier. Now, this is incredibly tough because the Oscars Best Director category only allow 5 directors, which is bullshit. Like only 5? Come on. You can't do this, man. You can't do this. But apparently there's that. I would really really love it if Hamaguchi Ryusuke gets a nomination for Best Director, but honestly, I don't know if the film production company of Drive My Car would have the experience or the finance to campaign for this movie. So I don't know how much will Drive My Car be able to get in the Oscars this year, even though I'm rooting for Drive My Car all the way. I know Evangelion is not going to be nominated for Best Picture, but I hope Drive My Car gets nominated for Best Picture, and I hope it wins. I'm rooting for it all the way. Okay, here's how I'm going to nominate it. With only 10 picks, Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza, Wes Anderson for The French Dispatch, Ano Hideaki for Evangelion, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, Joel Cohen for The Tragedy of Macbeth, Julia Ducournau for Titan, Hamaguchi Ryusuke for Drive My Car, Joachim Trier for The Worst Person in the World, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, and Apichatpong Weerasethakul for Memoria. That's my 10 pick. And of course, I would give it to Ano Hideaki. The honorable mentions include Sean Baker for Red Rocket, David Lowery, Guillermo del Toro, and Asghar Farhadi. All right, best documentary. I haven't watched a lot of documentaries last year, so I don't know a lot. So judging by the award season, it's going to be Flee in the Same Breath, Procession, Summer of Soul, and The Rescue. And I have a feeling that the Oscars will give it to Flee because it's a story about immigration and it's also foreign and it's also animated and it's really refreshing for the Oscars. But there's also a chance they're going to give it to Summer of Soul. However, I'm rooting for In the Same Breath all the way. This is one of my favorite documentaries I've seen in the last couple of years. This is a gut-wrenching documentary about the COVID pandemic and the politics behind it, but I don't think Oscars have the balls to actually let In the Same Breath win. So I'm not sure. Maybe the Oscars do have the balls. If they do, I would be super happy. And the snub would be All Light Everywhere. For Best Foreign Picture or Best International Feature, again, only 5. This is so stupid. Only 5? Come on. Like, there are tons of amazing movies outside of the Anglosphere every single year, but to only nominate 5 is just dumb. But I think the 5 will be Drive My Car, Flee, The Hand of God, A Hero, and The Worst Person in the World. And the winner, Drive My Car. I'm rooting for Drive My Car all the way. Do I think it'll actually win? I don't know. Because The Worst Person in the World also has a very great chance, even though I haven't watched it. And I really want to, but I don't know where to. But Drive My Car, I'm rooting for it. And my nominations would be 10 picks: Drive My Car, Evangelion, Flee, The Hand of God, A Hero, Limbo, Memoria, 1 Second, Titan, and The Worst Person in the World. That would be my nominations. For Best Lead Actress, we have Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, and Kristen Stewart for Spencer. Now, out of all 5, I've only watched Spencer, and I can testify that Kristen Stewart's performance in Spencer is amazing. But judging from the trailer of The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Jessica Chastain is barely recognizable. Her voice, her appearance, her behavior, it's barely recognizable, and it's very impressive. And apparently she also sings in this movie. So I feel like Jessica Chastain also has a great chance of winning. So there's that. And the honorable mentions include Alana Haim, Rachel Ziegler, and Frances McDormand. Yes, Alana Haim has never acted in a movie before, I think, and the Oscars love new blood, but I don't know. All right, Best Lead Actor: Benedict Cumberbatch, The Power of the Dog, Peter Dinklage for Cyrano, Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom, Will Smith for King Richard, and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. Of course, Denzel Washington has to be nominated, but the winner, I think, will be Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, because he's the man. Either that or Andrew Garfield, but I don't know. It's a tough competition between Benedict Cumberbatch and Andrew Garfield. Also Will Smith, and of course the snubs would be Francis Ng from Drifting, and obviously nobody has ever heard of Francis Ng because he's such a local niche Hong Kong actor, but his performance is Oscar worthy in Drifting. And then, of course, we have Nishijima Hideyoshi in Drive My Car, whose performance I think is fantastic and Oscar worthy as well. And the honorable mentions include Joaquin Phoenix, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Nicolas Cage from Come On, Don't Look Up, and Pig, respectively. All right, Best Supporting Actress. Again, I don't know much about this category, but judging by the award seasons, the nominees are probably going to be Catriona Balfe from Belfast, Ariana DeBose from West Side Story, Kirsten Dunst from The Power of the Dog, Awunjanwe Ellis from King Richard, and Ruth. I don't even want to say it. I know it's not the word, but it's too close to the word, and YouTube may say something about it. Passing. I have no idea who's gonna win. I'm gonna be honest here, I have no idea, so I'm just gonna move on. Best Supporting Actor. I also don't have a lot of clue, so I'm not an expert in this field, but it appears that the nominees would be Kieran Hines for Belfast, Troy Kotzer for Coda, Jared Leto for House of Gucci, J.K. Simmons for Being the Ricardo, and Cody Smith McPhee for The Power of the Dog. And out of all five, I've only seen The Power of the Dog. So I'm going to go with Cody Smith McPhee for The Power of the Dog. In fact, I've heard that he's winning a lot of awards, so I think it will go to him. Also, for some reason, judging by past few years, the Oscars love giving new actors and actresses supporting performance awards. So I think Cody Smith McPhee has a huge chance of winning. If not, then it would be Troy Kotzer. Yeah. And in my opinion, the snubs would be Okada Masaki from Drive My Car, as well as Vincent London from Titan. I mean, God, his performance in Titan it's a real good one. It's a real good one. All right. Best Original Screenplay, the nominees will be Belfast, Come On, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and Mass. And the winner goes to Belfast. Given how much the award season loved Belfast, it is very likely that Belfast is going to win. And the honorable mentions will be Don't Look Up, Pig, and The Worst Person in the World. I think The Worst Person in the World is very Oscar worthy, but I don't know if the Oscars would enjoy a rom-com, so you never know. And then we have Don't Look Up, and the Oscars love Adam McKay, but it's also not receiving a lot of positive reviews. And the Oscars are predictable, but not that predictable. Who knows? Okay, my nominees. I would have 7 nominees. Come On, Drifting, Evangelion, Licorice Pizza, Red Rocket, Titan, and The Worst Person in the World. That's how I would nominate it. And the winner would go to Evangelion, obviously. Best Adapted Screenplay, it's going to be Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. And the winner goes to The Power of the Dog. Again, it's either Belfast or The Power of the Dog. It's either the two. Yeah, I hope Drive My Car gets nominated. It's Oscar worthy, but I don't know how hard and how well will the company, will the studio actually campaign for this movie. Obviously Dune, because it's an adaptation of Dune and everybody loves Dune. And yeah, the honorable mentions include Tick Tick Boom, The Lost Daughter, The Last Duel, and The Tragedy of Macbeth. And my nominations would be Drive My Car, Dune, Limbo, The Power of the Dog, Tick Tick Boom, West Side Story, and The Tragedy of Macbeth. And the winner goes to Drive My Car, in my book. For Best Animated Feature, yeah, the dumbest category in all of Oscars, because they never acknowledge animes, and they always give it to Disney. It's going to be Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells versus the Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon. And the winner, it's Encanto. Yep, there we go. And obviously, of course, the Oscars are completely oblivious to anime. So Demon Slayer Mugen Train, I think it's still eligible, so I'm gonna say that is a snub, and also Evangelion is of course snubbed. Unless Demon Slayer gets nominated, because it's the highest grossing Japanese film. So like will the Oscars acknowledge its existence? Hopefully. All right, for best cinematography, we have Coda, Dune, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story, and it's going to go to Dune, in my opinion. I think the cinematography of Dune is amazing. It's amazing. I'm floored by the visuals of Dune. It's breathtaking, and it has to win the Oscar. But how I would nominate it, I would nominate Dune, The Green Knight, Licorice Pizza, Limbo, and The Tragedy of Macbeth. It's so weird saying Limbo in these lists because Limbo doesn't feel Oscar worthy because it's some random Hong Kong indie film, but it is Oscar worthy. But I would still give it to Dune myself. So I'm rooting for Dune all the way when it comes to cinematography. For best editing, it is Belfast, Dune, Licorice Pizza, Tick Tick Boom, and West Side Story. And the winner is going to Dune again. I feel like, usually every single year there's always that one movie that's nominated in Best Picture, but never wins any, writing or directing award. And it wins all the technical awards, the editing, the cinematography, the music, the whatever. And I feel like this year it's going to be Dune. My nominees would be Come On, Evangelion, The French Dispatch, Red Rocket, and Titan. And the winner, um, I had to think for a while, but you know what? I would say Titan. I think the editing in Titan is amazing. Yes. All right. Best production design. I think it's going to be Dune, The French Dispatch, Nightmare Alley, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story, and they're going to give it to Dune again because Dune is going to sweep the Oscars. Um, and how I would nominate it, it would be Dune, The French Dispatch, The Green Knight, Limbo, and Spencer. I feel like the Oscars will be completely ignoring The Green Knight, despite how technically well made it is. But it's A24, it's weird, and the Oscars don't like weird stuff. But I'm gonna give it to Dune. And if I were to give an honorable mention, it would be Cliff Walkers by Zhang Yimou. I think the production design is pretty awesome. All right, best score. It's going to be Don't Look Up by Nicholas Bertel, Dune by Hans Zimmer, The French Dispatch by Alexander Desplat, The Power of the Dog, and Spencer, both by Johnny Greenwood. Um, yeah, I don't know a lot about score, but it's got to be between these five. I mean, Nicholas Bertel has been a fantastic um, film composer and TV composer. I mean, his score to Succession is amazing. His score to Moonlight is amazing. And then, of course, we have Hans Zimmer, the king of all kings when it comes to scores. But I really want to see Johnny Greenwood win. Johnny Greenwood got snubbed so hard for There Will Be Blood, and he's never won an Oscar since. He needs to win. Please. And at least get him a double nomination. He so deserves a double nomination. I hope he wins. He can win for either Spencer, but the Power of the Dog. I think they're both amazing in terms of the score. All right, for best sound, it's going to Dune. That's it. No competition. Bye bye. Um, the other nominees would be A Quiet Place Part 2, Nightmare Alley, No Time to Die, and West Side Story. And the snubs would be Memoria, The Green Knight, Titan, and Evangelion. Memoria, I think it will be snubbed. And I would be very disappointed because Memoria is a movie based on sound, very much like A Quiet Place Part 2. But the Oscars will be completely oblivious to it, so there's that. And I think it's going to do. Yeah. Okay, best costume design. I'm not an expert in this field, so I'm just going to speed through it. Cyrano, Dune, House of Gucci, Spencer, and West Side Story. I think Dune and House of Gucci has a great chance, but I hope it gets to Spencer. I hope it gets to Spencer. I think the costume design of Spencer is amazing. The 90s aesthetics is nailed really, really well. And Spencer has got to win one. Come on. Best makeup and hairstyling, Dune, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, The French Dispatch, House of Gucci, and The Suicide Squad. That's my wild card. If the original Suicide Squad can get a makeup and hairstyling award and win it, the new one deserves to win it even more. But I think the makeup of and the hairstyling of The French Dispatch is phenomenal, and I hope The French Dispatch at least gets one Oscar. Best visual effects, Dune, Free Guy, The Matrix Resurrection, Spider-Man No Way Home, and The Suicide Squad. And I think it'll go to Dune. So, obviously, it has to go to Dune. There's no other answer. And I don't know if Spider-Man No Way Home will get nominated or not. I think when the Oscars nominated Black Panther, Black Panther was also nominated for Best Visual Effects, which is kind of funny because the ending, the last fight scene in Black Panther is literally just one CGI blob. So Spider-Man No Way Home should theoretically have a better chance at winning Best Visual Effects. But honestly, I'm going to give it to Dune, and I think Dune deserves it as well. So yeah. I'd like to say that without Dune, I really hope the French Dispatch sweeps the technical categories, the production design, the editing, but then Dune exists, and Dune is also amazing in terms of the technical aspects. So I really don't know. But yeah, these are my nominees, Oscars, predictions, things, and comments below. What do you think will be nominated? And yeah,